Hi, and welcome to Breakfast with Max. I'm Max, your host, and this is a very difficult moment for humanity, for the world, for all of us. It's something new, something that we were not really ready for. Even those that knew that 2020 was announced to be very difficult, and that was already sad. It's it's nothing new actually, but the what it's in this year, and we are only now beginning with March, with April. Um, well, what's it's in it? No one was able to predict it. Although, there were so many different um, things that could have happened. We have this virus here in this reality. I assume that those all of those that will see this are not necessarily experiencing this in the same way that I am experiencing it right here, right now, and every single and each one of us experiencing this virus in a way or another. We're not experiencing it in the same way. This virus doesn't have the same effect on all of us. Not just because not all of us we are experiencing the illness. It's also because um, the information, the consequences that this virus has for each one of us, it's individually chosen. So we are really living in a unpredictable and new era, and it's gonna last for a while. So we're in it for a while, yes. And before going any further in saying anything, I think that I'm going to do what I'm here for. I'm going to take care of these crystal balls that need to sing their truth. And the first thing that we're going to do is that we are going to put ourselves to connect ourselves with the earth. Oh, I just noticed in touching my face I haven't shaved. Well, guys, we are all in quarantine or home, most of us at least, and well, I forgot to shave, and that's very good like that. Um, so, um, time to connect ourselves to to the center of to Earth, to Gaia, and to the universe and the sun, and to welcome all of our guides, all of the people, the beings that are with us all the time. And on that, if you want to understand how this works, to have a view, not a totally completely correct view, but a view that a way to understand how it works. There is a show, a series on Netflix that is um, that can give you an idea of how these things with guides and all the beings that are all the time with us can work, and that is sense 8. It's not exactly like that because, well, take away the violence that is in it. It's violent, but it's a violence that is exaggerated. So it's a violence that goes so far that it's not credible in its too much. But so briefly, it's the story of sensates, and these people are people that have the ability to connect with each other. Um, and this show is about a cluster, as they call it. So it's a group of 8 people that are able to visit each other um, mentally. Let's say they connect, so they can be all 8 in the same moment, in the same place where one of them is there. And not just that, they can share everything they have, they know, any experience, any ability, they share it together so that each one of them is able to do everything that everyone else is able to do. So let's say you have a Korean in this group. She speaks Korean. Oh, and there is someone from Germany. There is a guy from Germany. So this guy from Germany speaks German. So the Korean girl is able to speak German, and the German guy is able to speak Korean. So there is this Korean girl is an expert in fighting, close fighting, and there is a cop that knows everything about what police and investigations and these kind of things. There is a hacker, so she knows everything there is to know in order to penetrate in the system and be able to guide everyone when they have to go in a federal building or something like that, and they need to know where to go, or in a hospital where they have to save someone and they have to find a way. Well, these kind of things, and etc. etc. So it's that kind of show, but where I say it's something that can give you an idea of the connection that you have with your guides and other people or other beings, and whether they are humans, the collective, whether they are your gestalt, your being, because you are part of a gestalt of a being. You are a gestalt anyway. And then you are multidimensional, so you have a multidimensional connections with multidimensional beings. You are multidimensional, so you are not just the one that has the connection, you are the one that is connected as well, because as you have a multiple layers of consciousness, in those multiple layers of consciousness you are connected with infinite vibrations, with infinite beings, or you have the potential to have that, so that in fact, if you want, it's always crowded. You can have always you have always people around you, beings around you. And some of those beings are there because they are working with you. And when I say working with you, I mean that these beings are there to support you, to take the path with you and find, let's say, a way to lead you in a certain direction that you have chosen. Um, And this connection, this way of being together, looks like a little bit like this Sense8 show, except that it's not conscious from you. You are not we. We are not conscious of that interaction most of the time. Then, yeah, I am sometimes conscious that it's happening. I have had interactions. I have had experiences in going in a state of vibration that allowed me to interact, um, so that I know that that is happening. But most people do not know that this is happening because they have never had a conscious. I mean, uh, they they don't remember this happening, but it's happening, and it happens all the time, all the moments. It's happening. And in these moments where you are watching this or you are doing whatever you are doing, these interactions are happening and you are part of those interactions. You simply are unable to remember consciously here and now. But you know that it's happening because you are part of it. You are um, in, as it's not in time, it doesn't matter when it's happened, when it's happening, it's just happening. And you are part of it, totally and completely. So, yeah, I wanted to put this in here and out there because, as I said, it's violent, there is blood, there is, well, fight, and it's always. It's those that have done this, that have created this, well, part of the team, are the sister Valkovits. I think it's Valkovits. Those that have created the Matrix. So it's not a surprise that they have done the sister. They have done this in this way because they have shown in their work that they have a, I think they have a pretty good understanding of these kind of things. Even but you know, then it's obvious that in a show like that they cannot show you exactly how it happens, because when they try to go too far, it doesn't work because people are just not understanding it, or there is the fear of understanding that a lot of us have, so that you stay away from those kind of things because they will reveal too much to you. Anyway, this is a good show if you want to have an idea of what it is to be there and to have other beings around you always supporting you. And then you have other beings, and this is also in the show, you have other beings that maybe can see one of the members of the group, but not all, because there are other connections that are created. So you can see, you know, that that goes a step farther in this kind of thing. So anyway, it's a very good show. Anyway, the story is good. 3 seasons. It's, I think, 24, 25 episodes, something like that. There is a ending, and it's something that I recommend, not for the violence, as I said, but I recommend it for the understanding that some people can take out of that, of there. Okay? Forget the violence. Unfortunately, we put so much violence in our shows because, well, the producers and the creators thinks that if you don't put violence, it's not interesting. So there is a lot of that. But as I said, it's exaggerated, and some of it doesn't make sense in the exaggeration. But when you understand that it is exaggerated, it becomes interesting, and you can go through it, and as you see this, the blood, and you understand it's not. Let's say, uh, yeah. Um, But the fact that you can see that they show this, the blood, and they show these kind of things, it lessens the impact. It's when they don't show the violence, or they don't show that kind of things in the violence, that the violence becomes stronger. It's what you don't see, it's what you don't understand, it's what is hidden from you that really scares you, that is really horrible for you. When you can see it, it's instantly, it becomes not real because it's there. When you cannot see it, it makes it horrible. It becomes horrible. Anyway, so if you want in this quarantine and this isolation, if you want to see something that could also be a good show, good entertainment, it's very well done, um, and that can give you a sense of certain things that you cannot see but are still happening, because I'm going to remember you, is that it's not because you cannot see something that something is not in existence. Everything is in existence, but everything is not visible by you, because everything doesn't have the same vibration as you, and as something is not in your vibration, you just cannot see them, especially if let's say in a higher vibration. So lower vibrations, lower vibration, you can see them. It's always the the higher vibration that you cannot see. They can see you, you cannot see them. Well, you cannot also see certain beings that are in your vibration. You don't see everyone that is alive right here, right now, around you. Sometimes you really literally don't see them. Not because they are not in your same vibration, is that you're not just aware. So it's not always a explanation. There are several explanations for the same thing, but well, I stop here because it's time for the balls, really time for the balls. And so, with no further delay, let's do this way. First of all, let's take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale, slowly, always slowly, and so another one. Inhale, exhale, and then another one. In and out. Slowly and deep, deep, deep breath, and slowly out, 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 out. Okay? Alright. So, another breath. And as you take this breath, I want you to concentrate on your heart. Put your hand on your heart. Right or left, doesn't matter. Put just one hand on your heart and concentrate on that point of on your heart chakra as you keep breathing. Now, as you keep breathing, you inhale with the air, you see in you a energy that is in your heart and is growing from your heart. And as you are sitting there, this sphere of energy is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you are sitting in there in the middle of your heart and in the middle of this sphere that is all around your heart. And as it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, You feel yourself in the middle of this, and you feel relaxed, and you feel so good, so happy to be in this space, in your heart chakra. And as you are there in the middle of this sphere, in the middle of your heart, you allow yourself to be in the center of your being. And as this sphere continues to grow and become bigger and bigger and bigger, you feel that you are more and more relaxed, that you are more and more in harmony with yourself. And so you see that there are several arms of energy or lighting of energy that leave the sphere and direct themselves in the direction of Earth. And they go down, 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 deeper and deeper and deeper into Earth. And they join the center of Earth. And they connect with the center of Earth, with Gaia. And as that connection is established, you can feel an exchange of energy going from the sphere down, 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 arriving in the center of Earth, and from there you feel an energy coming back to you, up, 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 up to you. And you can feel these happening in every moment, as it is all the time. You give and you receive. You send the energy and you receive the energy. And as this happens, you feel better and better, invigorated and happy in this state. And you keep breathing, and you take a breath right now. You inhale slowly and deep in your lungs, and then you exhale slowly and deep. Slowly and slowly you exhale the air. And as this happens, you tell to yourself, and you feel it, and you tell to yourself that now you are connected directly with Gaia. And you feel the love, you feel this infinite and unconditional love that Gaia has for you, and that infinite love that you have for Gaia. And now that this connection is done, you look up and you see that there are other arms of energy that are leaving the sphere, and they go up, up, up in the sky, and farther and farther and farther. They enter in the space and they go in direction of the sun. And as they join the sun, you feel another energy coming from the sun to you and from you to the sun. And this exchange is nothing new, but something that exists already, and something that is happening in every moment. And as this consciousness comes into you, you feel in a space of love, unconditional love, in a space where you can allow yourself, to be happy, to be protected. And in this space, you now are connected with the sun and the space. And as you realize how connected you are, and as you realize how much of an exchange it exists within you with the sun and the space, and from you with Earth, the center of Earth and Gaia, and that is happening every single moment, forever. You feel more and more relaxed, and you feel more and more connected with Earth, with Gaia, and with the sun, and with the space. And as that happens, you just let yourself, you allow yourself to be in a space of peace and joy and happiness, in a space of you. And in this space you allow yourself to be the being you are, the light you are, the wonderful being, the wonderful light that you are, have always been, and will always be. And with this, you say to yourself, completely connected. Connected with the sun, connected with earth. And with this knowledge, and in this space of connectivity, you feel yourself so connected, and so well, and so relaxed. And with this relaxation comes the sound. and let you come back. What an experience. Oh. I don't know you, but I was in a place very quiet, very calm, really amazing. Um, so, as we come back from this amazing journey with the sounds, so, virus. It's important that you stay in a state of love, in a state of being quiet, and in a state where you allow yourself to act accordingly to your belief system. Don't do anything that goes against your belief system, in the sense that this illness will come to you. More likely, you are going more likely to attract the possibility to have this disease if you act in a way that is not correct accordingly with your belief system. Your belief system is the single most important thing that you have right now as you face this illness. So if you believe that by going out you have much more probability to have the disease, don't go out. It's really important. Don't be brave. Don't try to show whatever to anyone else. Just stay home or limit your escapade outside as much as you can. The situation, even though at the moment looks like getting worse and worse and worse, at some point the worst will stop and it will be better and better and better. It is really difficult to give you any advice concrete or any prediction of what is going to happen. In this moment, it is not possible. Too many possibilities, too many variables, too many things are at once happening. so that the outcome of this situation will be different for many of you that are going to have literally a new world. Literally a new world. And in this new world you may have forgotten many of the people you had known in this moment. And in this new world you will have a new life with no recollection of this life. Same life, different planet or different version of the planet. No recollection of before. It happens, has already happened. And this is one of those times, one of those moments where that is more likely to happen. It happens all the time. You change the version of Earth you are on billions of time per second. But this time, this one is special. And for many of you, this is going to become their new reality, their new home. Others will stay in another reality, and other in another reality, and again other in another reality. You will attract your vibration, you will attract your reality. You will create it. And you will keep living, all of you, every single one of you. You will live, some of you are going to live a plan of reality and go to another plan of reality, but you cannot die. So your soul, as you say, is forever. So are you. It is important also in this moment to always remind you to stay safe. And in order to be safe, a major thing for you humans is to stay in a happy place. And this happy place here is always inside of you, because you create that happy place. So find it and stay there. It will stay difficult. Yeah. Very difficult for some time now. Not the end yet. And you will face the consequences of this crisis. The major crisis internationally since World War II, because this crisis is global. It's the most global crisis you have known in the last 70, 80 years. 75 more. More or less. More or less. Anyway. Yeah. And it will be consequences globally for every one of you. And yes, as Max will say, there are those of you that are trying desperately to stay in the old system, You may maybe are be part of those that are going to experience that old system. But be very clear about this. Not all of you are going to experience all that old system. Because that old system is dead. And in order to experience that old system, you have to go away. Because this earth, this version of earth, it's not gonna be back, go back, ever. It's the end. So rejoice yourself in this change and be safe. Take care of yourself and do some good things for yourself. First of all, love yourself. Be loved. Unconditionally love yourself. You are right now in a situation where you are most of the time so much more alone than ever before you have ever been in this incarnation, in this life, in this vibration. This is the time where you are with yourself. You slow down and you stay with yourself and you learn to love yourself, because this is the way you will go and live this life that you have in a better way, in a best way, in a connection, and in the best connection you can with yourself, because this situation is a situation that is created in this way in order for you to have this opportunity to connect with yourself. And in connecting with yourself, you have this opportunity to discover yourself and to come closer and closer in loving yourself. So I'm going to tell you what happened today to Max, to Massimiliano. Today Massimiliano spoke with his, what you will say, soul. He spent a good part of his morning talking with his whole self, his higher self. Well, a high vibrational representation of himself. You can call it your Bible, call it soul. It's not a soul. It's a being. It's a gestalt. It's a conglomeration of being. It's a unity of individuality, as he has explained to Max, as we have explained to him. And in this exchange, a very interesting thing has come out. Max has often a habit to say to his higher self, whole self, to say, I love you. And today, his higher self has reminded to Max a very important thing, a simple thing, but so simple that Max never thought about it. So his higher self told him, you know, when you say I love you to me, to us, you are saying I love you to yourself. Because you see, you are always with us. You are us. You are a part of us, but you are as well the global of us, the whole of us in any moment, because you are not away. You are not separated from us. Therefore, I love you means that you love yourself. And he was so surprised that he never thought about that he never realized how that I love you was directed to himself. And so, as being that he is, he realized how that is not just something that concerns him in this moment as a teaching, as a learning, as a something that is comprised in his way of awakening to the self. But this is something that is contained in the crisis that you are living. This crisis that you are living is a crisis of discovering, of awakening to the self. You are alone in a restricted place, or, well, with walls. In this illusion, there are no walls, there is nothing of that, but you think there are those walls. So, for you, the walls exist. And you are there alone in the middle of these walls as you have never been before. And if you don't love yourself, this moment that you spend here alone are going to really feel very long. You're going crazy because it's so long to stay here. It's not the time that you're spending there that is becoming crazy, that is making you impassioned. It's not because of that. It's not the confinement. It's not being there that is the problem. The problem is that you are there with yourself. How hateful you are. How much you want to go out and finally stop the confinement, because for God's sake you are spending this moment, this confinement with the being that you hate the most in the entire universe. You! Exactly. So you are just waiting for one thing, to go out and forget that you exist. Forget that you have to spend so much time with yourself. Well, I got news for you. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter how many people of your people you surround yourself with. You will always be there. You will always be there. So you see, this moment that you have, and this moment that you are, this crisis that you are experiencing right now is an opportunity. An opportunity for you to look to yourself. Yes, in the mirror. There we go. You wanted the mirror. Here you get the mirror. To look into the mirror and say, I love you. Because in the mirror doesn't exist. And in the mirror there is, you create the mirror, so let's say the mirror is there, but there is someone staring back at you in the mirror, and it's you. But the mirror doesn't exist, and that is not a reflection. It's not something that is reflecting you. It's another you looking back at you. It's not fake. It's not an illusion. It's not just a mirror reflecting, because everything is alive in the universe. So the image of you is also alive, is also a version of you. Always, always, always. It cannot be in any other way. You think that a photograph of you when you were at the beach 10 years ago, and you look at that photograph, that photograph is giving you an image that is old or something that happened in the past. No, that image is happening right now, and that image is something that is there, real, alive, right now, always. Nothing is non-existence. Everything is in existence. It cannot be non-existent in the entire universe, because non-existence, if anything, will be non-existent, while you will be non-existent as well, because the creation works as a co-creation, and non-existent means non-creator, and non-creator cannot create. Not creating, it cannot create himself, but also it cannot create you. So you go into non-existence, it means that everything disappears. There is no non-existent in the entire universe. Everything is alive, everything is live, everything is energy, everything is live. Always. So you see, if you fear for yourself, if you fear for someone else, what are you fearing for? That they die? Dying is not going into non-existence. Dying is a change that you even not nearly experience, unless you decide to give yourself that experience. But most of the time you even don't remember you died. You don't know you died. You just keep going, changing focus, and you are still living in a different timeline, maybe with different different people, maybe in a different world, in a different earth, on a new earth. But you cannot go into non-existence. How could you? Even your Bible says so. The soul is eternal. I don't know why you don't understand that, but well, you don't. But it doesn't matter. Actually, it absolutely doesn't matter. You don't need to understand it. You don't need to understand anything ever. And another thing that his whole self has told to Max today. In this long discussion that I have had. The first really open discussion of this kind that I have had, where Max was aware of this exchange, prolonged exchange. Not that they have never exchanged. Max's whole self is exchanging with him all the time. It's the awareness of it that was not always there. And you do that as well, all the time. But you are not conscious of that either. Not many of you are conscious of this exchange that exists. So he has told him of this gestalt, of this unity, of this energy. And he has told him, you see, you are this energy, you are this vibration. And this vibration is part of me, of us, of the gestalt in every moment. And in this vibration that you are, that I perceive, that we perceive as being max, there is an infinity of variation of you. And each one of those variations of you is equally important to me, to us. You are not special. But when we say you are not special, we don't mean you are not special in the way you mean it, you humans. We mean it in another way. We mean it in saying that each version of you, each vibration, each incarnation is each version, each being that is part of the Gestalt is equally important to the Gestalt, to the being, to the us, to the unity. There is no one of all of those beings, of all of those individuality that are part of the global self, of the whole self. Each one is equally important. And in that, none of those is special. You as human, you may know you're not special, meaning you're nothing. That's not what we mean. We literally mean you're equal to every and each one of your version of you and of the version of us. And you are equally important to all life. So you see, in reality, that is really a way to say you are worth the universe, as you are worth everything. Because you create everything that is in your reality, yes, but also because that is true for each and every being in the entire universe. So that everyone, every life, every life is as important as every other life. Always, with no exception. So you see, and in that, your individuality, you max, the individuality max, you have these infinite versions of you. And these infinite versions of you, you are experiencing so many things. And in that, there is your speciality. That's where you are special. You are special because you are experiencing max in a certain way. And that certain way that you experience you, that you experience us, it's connected and it's in connection with the whole self and with the all, the whole consciousness of Earth, of Gaia. And in that connection there is an exchange of information that goes in each way, in both directions. It goes from max to the collective and from the collective to max. It goes from max to the whole self, and from the whole self to max. It goes from max to the universe, and from the universe to max. And these exchanges are happening all the time, in every moment, with no exception. So you see, today was a very big day of information and of exchange and of learning and of understanding. Understanding the lesson of love, loving oneself, and of this unconditional love that is always there. This understanding that when you say I love you, it has a meaning. Yes. And that you're telling it to yourself as well. Because that's the discovery of how much Max loves the whole of Max. And the whole of Max is just not Max, but it's all. The whole self. And that is true for you too. It's true for everyone. So in this period of time, this attractive vibration that has a virus on it that is creating so a big crisis as ever before since so long, and it's the first time you say in your lifetime that you experience this, well, use it so that you can discover yourself and that you can finally love you, the whole of you and the single of you. Because that's one of the teaching. That's one of the things that is contained in this crisis. And that is you. So, all right. I have absolutely no idea what happened, how long I spoke. We spoke. So I think we're going to come an end. Not without saying that I hope that you are really having that you are safe and taking care of yourself in this moment. A lot of vitamin C and a lot of love. That's really very important. And as I said before, follow your belief system. It's really very important. If you feel that an action is not correct in regard of your belief system, don't do it. And stay home and enjoy, really enjoy staying home with yourself as much as you can. It's maybe, I don't know, I really don't know, but maybe this will be the only opportunity you have to do so. Maybe not. We don't know. We can't tell. Even with the knowledge, we cannot tell. But use this opportunity. It has been given to you by yourself. So, this is it. Thank you for joining in this moment. To spend this moment with me, with us, and with all the guides and all the beings that joined in, and there are beings here surrounding me, but there are also beings surrounding you, and all of your guides have joined it in with all the other guys, my guys, and the guys of everyone else. Because we are always, always, always together, always, always. We are never alone, never, ever. And so, with all of my love, thank you for joining. I hope you had a good experience joining in. And well, until next time, I love you. Bye.